dry. Like there was that big, um, like dry spell beforehand, and then
The
obviously the
lightning.
thunderstorms, the lightning
Yeah.
storms, just really. Uh, it was just kind of this weird combination of bad weather, where dry, lightning, high winds, and
Hmm.
just like after all that happened, it just like was still super hot for a long time. So.
Yeah, it was like 104, like the week that it happened, and then all of a sudden, just thunderstorms and lightning, and that was just so weird. Like I've
Yeah,
never
dude, I remember
never seen
waking up
it.
at 3 in the morning and being like, "Oh, cool, thunder!" Like I thought
I
it was the
know.
coolest thing ever, and then like now it's just like, dude, that thunderstorm was the worst.
Yeah, I was like, dang, because I've never in my whole like life, like being here, I've never seen like lightning here.
Oh, really?
I've seen lightning in like the Philippines, but that happens every day. But here, I was like, what? And then the whole fire started. It started at like 3 a.m. too, which was
Yeah,
just the worst because people had to evacuate at. They had to grab everything they had at, I don't know, when it was still pitch black. So it's really difficult.
yeah, I know, and like sometimes you don't really have that much time to like grab all your stuff, so people were
Hmm.
like leaving pets and like treasured
Their animals.
memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I can't even imagine the turmoil that these people went through to have to leave those things, and
Hmm.
and that's not even accounting for the people that lost their lives too, which is just tragic. So,
Hmm.
and like where our fire is too, there's a lot of houses just kind of way out there, like just people that don't want to like really live in like close to any sort of city or anything, and so
Hmm.
they're just like way out there, and they were the ones affected the most, and it's just it's tragic.
Yeah.
It'll still be a long time before they really get a hold, like the entire picture of how much damage was done for our fire alone, and like I imagine for your guys' fire too, it's probably the same story.
Yeah. Just a lot of houses, a lot of big houses. Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Yeah,
They had
no,
to leave
that's
their
what caused
cattle
our
too.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the Vacaville one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a pretty cool video of two. Actually, no, this wasn't up in Vacaville. This was Marin, but Marin County had two firefighters get rescued by this
Hmm.
helicopter, and that was pretty cool.
I saw
That was
that.
really dope to see.
Hmm.
But anyways,
I saw it was a nicer video to see. I saw it, I think yesterday. It's like a dude. Like the fire got to his house. It burned down part of his property. It burned down his cars. But this dude had like a 24 case of like, I think it was Bud Light. And then he put the fire out with Bud Light. And I'm like, dude,
dude,
this is
that's
great.
legendary.
And then like
That's so good.
even in the interview, he was like, "Yeah, my buddies like to give me a hard time because I drink beer or like water beer, but hey, it helped save my property because
Right? Yeah.
there was like a hangnail on the side of the building, and he was just like puncturing the cans and putting out the fire, and then like the camera panned on like just like an empty or just a whole bunch of cans of Bud Light."
What a legend. Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the time I put up a house fire with Bud Light? So
Dude, you should
good.
get a sponsorship.
Yeah, I know. I bet Bud Light would be down for that.
I mean, it's
Something
right
that.
down the street. We have a Budweiser factory, like right
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like a distribution factory, just south of me. So.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. I mean, it's a huge brewery.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Huge.
definitely one of the top three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't mind a Bud Light here every now and then. Up in Humboldt, that was like my go-to cheap beer.
The
Besides,
hams. The
yeah,
hams. Hams are so good.
yeah. No, Hams is delicious. I think Peyton and Benji, our college buddies, came by and I think Peyton had like 2 hands left, and like he brought them, and we were just like, it was like cracking open the good old days. Or Bronzelia, but yeah.
How is he? I haven't seen
He's good,
him.
man. Yeah, Peyton's doing great. Him and Kate live in
They were in Chicago,
San Mateo.
right?
Yeah, they're in San Mateo.
Oh, they moved out of Chicago?
Yeah, no, they just moved recently in like July. And so him and Kate were going to come down like a couple weeks ago, but with coronavirus, only Peyton made it. But it was super fun, man. Him and Benji, Benji had been staying a couple days for like a little surf trip type thing. And then Peyton came down for an evening, and we just hung out, drank a bunch of beers, and
it's a good night.
Yeah, I know, dude. Next time you should come down. I know it's a bit of a drive for you, but I'd be super down. And Simon and Gavin, also
they're in East Bay, right? No, they're in.
Yeah, Simon's in East Bay. Gavin switches between Humboldt and San Francisco. Yeah, San Mateo. But they were all down on New Year's, and that was super fun too. That was a good old time. So maybe this New Year's, if everything kind of calms down a bit,
hopefully.
There's plenty of space here at my place, so you guys are more than welcome to all come crash here.
What's the first place you're going after travel restrictions are off?
Baja.
Baja.
Yeah, I have a plane ticket for Baja in February, but I might try to get down there sooner. And just there's a couple surf spots down in South Baja that I'm gonna try to go to, but North Baja in the winter is supposedly really, really good. So me and Benji had planned a trip way back in the day to do that, but now that he's going to Senegal,
when is he leaving for that?
Pretty soon, actually. Yeah, I think sometime in September. So
nice, because I know his cohort got shipped back too. So is he doing is he working with the government or a different organization?
No, he's working for I forget the exact name of it, but it's an American university in Senegal.
Oh.
So forget where exactly in Senegal he's at, but it's close to the coast, and he said the surf's great, so I plan on visiting him there soon too. So I don't know when exactly. I got to figure all that stuff out, but yeah.
That's good for him. Guess I go back there.
Dude, I'm stoked for him.
Get some work in.
Yeah, won't get paid very much, but luckily
that's just part of working abroad.
Yeah, I know, it sounds pretty cool.
Let's see what other questions we have. Pretty small company. It's only you.
Super.
Branches or a number of stores.
My house. That's pretty much anyone that wants a sweatshirt. That usually, actually, I just drop them off because a lot of times they're just
pretty close by.
Yeah, they're downtown or something. So I just drive by and drop them off. And
that's a better way to do it, actually, because if you mail it and do it that way, you're just creating more waste and.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And it's super expensive to ship stuff too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm all about just as least impact as possible. So yeah, no, that's definitely one of my next big goals is to make it more lessen the carbon footprint and make it more carbon neutral and able to kind of lessen the impact, and then hopefully move into more positive environmental impact. So an idea I've been having is to go thrifting and kind of do recycling of clothing and kind of repurpose it with my bleach diet or however adjust it in some way that makes it kind of gives it new life, and I had a friend that had like spilled bleach all over her sweatshirt and was like, "Hey, like, do you want this? Like, you can do something with it." And I was like, "Sure, I'll try it." And like ended up like bleach dyeing it and like kind of making it cool, and gave it back to her, and she was like super stoked on it. So instead of that going into landfill, it ended up being reused. And so that's something that I think I might try to do as like my next step is go thrifting, find clothing that is like, if it's not being like, it's not going to be used, it's going to get thrown out, and kind of recycle it and then put it back into into use. So that's something I've been thinking about and slowly taking step towards.
I think it's a pretty good idea because like Patagonia has the Worn Wear program where you can go to what is it, their little car where they fix it up for you, or you can ship it back to them and then they give your clothes more life. So
totally. And there's a Patagonia outlet store over here in Santa Cruz that I love going to, because even though Patagonia is like Patagucci and
it's pretty pricey.
It's pricey and all that stuff. The outlet store is actually like more reasonable price. It's still pretty expensive, but I love like Patagonia's business model of reusing and like being way super environmentally conscious about like what they put into the world and like how they want their products to be used. And so that's definitely something I've taken note of, and like it's something I would, obviously they're a huge corporation and all that stuff, and they're able to,
they're like a medium size, they're not like huge, but
yeah, I guess maybe in this area they seem a little bigger because everyone goes and buys up all these like, dude, some of the sales here are nuts. Like, people come in and they're just like, it's like Black Friday, and they're just like throwing stuff into like these giant bags and all that stuff, and it's a little gross, but yeah, no, definitely it seems like they're much bigger. And maybe for me, I think they're kind of a good pinnacle of, or like a good kind of like middle ground for total corporate, like capitalistic kind of idea, and a homegrown kind of people oriented, kind of environment oriented company. So
yeah, they have pretty good documentaries. They started expanding out to food, the Patagonia Provisions. They sold beer.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I definitely wanted to try their beer, but
Patagonia's #goals, dude.
Yeah. I got a sweater from them. Well, I bought it. It was actually a dude who sold like thrifted goods online. I got it for like $50, I think. It was still pretty expensive, but it was like a vintage like Patagonia sweater. I was like, I gotta have it, and it was still pretty brand new. There was like some paint stains on it, but it's a good sweater,
Dude, one of my favorite like windbreakers that I wore for a long time was this Patagonia like kind of like poncho-esque windbreaker that I found at the stairwell of my my house. Was like, this apartment building, at the stairwell people would leave stuff at the bottom to like just for people to grab.
Yeah.
And I found this super sweet like navy blue Patagonia like poncho windbreaker type thing, and I've still had it, and that's been like 6 years later, and it's still like a thing I wear every once in a while. It's great. They have longevity, and their style kind of never really goes out of style. So
yeah, it's pretty classic. Yeah, that's like another thing that I like about what they do. It's like a pretty clean, timeless design.
Yeah, some of the colors are a little goofy, but I can look past that.
Yeah. I actually left it was a Patagonia backpack in Timor, and my host dad, I was like, yeah, you can use it. He was so happy. I knew he was eyeing it. He was like, yeah, that's a cool backpack. And
yeah, dude, that
I gave it to
last
him
for life.
Yeah, it's gonna last him forever, because the stuff that you can buy at like at the market is kind of disposable. So like that's another big problem that I saw. It's just clothing. Like, people just buy, like, it's not the best quality. I would go quality over just like fast